Hey everyone, welcome to Commentary Central. My name is Jared, and here's my cohort,
Andrew.
And today we're watching Mad Max Fury Road. And I love the cacophony of craziness that is this film. And what do you think about it?
It's fine.
Okay. So there's kind of our starting out opinions. I'm looking forward to this, so you have anything to say before we hit it?
No, I'm good. So you ready?
Yep, you hit it.
Alright, so here we go. Gonna hit play in 3, 2, 1, play.
WB logo. Village Roadshow pictures. I like the opening titles of this. I love some of the terminology they use in this film. It's absolutely nuts. Great cinematography in this movie. Just saying.
I'll give you that.
Because one thing this movie did absolutely right was it really made the colors pop. Is there a little part of you that feels maybe just a little bit bad for that gecko?
Maybe
just stepped on and then eaten. Now, I'll be honest, I have not seen any of the first 3 Mad Max films, but supposedly that's his classic vehicle right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Notice the driver's side is on the right.
Oh no, never did to just now. Like I said, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things I like watching the behind the scenes of this movie. Maybe more than the movie.
Oh yeah,
that's not a knock on the movie. It's just, and yeah, that's what they said. It supposedly is his car from the first 3. I've seen bits and pieces of the first 3.
I will say this. One thing that is just great, though, is, these were practical stunts, and I know it's been said to death, but it's just true. It is amazing. I like this cut right here, by the way. I'm not sure it was a cut, but I don't think it was planned. I don't know. But either way.
That's
awful convenient if it was.
I know it wasn't one shot, just from, but they hit it really good.
Now, I could be mistaken, but that's supposed to be his, daughter, right?
I really don't know.
Well, in the original film, I believe his wife and daughter were killed. But I think in this, it's not, I think it's technically a reboot. But it has elements of the first 3 that are still, canon, I suppose. But I think it was a group of people he was just helping out. That may be the case, and they all died because of him or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I forget. Yeah, I know. Yeah, his wife and daughter did die in the first one. I know that much.
That'd be incredibly painful.
But also, these movies, I forget who said it, but these movies, technically, every time they're different because it's someone else telling the story. I forget who said that. I think it was George Miller or somebody.
Yeah, it's like a folk tale.
Yeah, so that's why every movie is a little bit different, because someone else is telling a different story.
By the way, I'd like to point out the guy who was giving Max that tattoo. You know what his name is? It's one of my favorite titles.
I forget.
The Organic Mechanic.
Yeah, that's it.
I love that. Local doctor and tattoo artist. You don't get that combination very often. Okay, is it just me or does some of this look like it's been sped up slightly?
I I think it is, and I forget who I heard made mention of that.
I think it's like it looks like they took the footage, and if you're familiar with like Premiere Pro editing, it looks like they just hit like 103% speed. Could have just fell, and that would have ended the movie.
Exactly. I mean, this is maybe going to sound wrong, but what's left to live for in this world? You know what I mean?
I guess it's one of those things. It's like I think everyone who was just going to lay down and die has already done so. The people left are the people who are just fighting to live.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird to say that, but I'm just like, this is kind of a weird world. Maybe it's just best to go on.
Plus, we don't know what the other parts of the world look like. This is technically Australia, I believe. So
it's Namibia. Well, the desert scenes were in Namibia.
Yeah, but I mean, like, technically speaking, it's supposed to take place in Australia, I believe.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Now I know what you're talking about. The actual story. What were you saying?
Just about would you want to live in this world? Yeah.
Oh, I remember it was actually Cinema Sins that brought this up. There's actually no, like, Ex Machina bits in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, every time you think he's going to get away, something bad happens. Like, when he was running from the first, he climbed that chain only to hit a cage, and then he jumps on that thing just to be pulled back in, and then later on, that one girl, she gets out of the way of the rock only to fall to her death. So it's like one of those things, like, there's always a chance, but it just doesn't happen.
I love the medals on his chest. I just think that's fantastic. It's like, he really is a warlord, yeah.
Just wonder what he was before this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's always weird when you watch those, like, post-apocalyptic stuff, and these dudes were just, like, accountants or whatever, and they just go absolutely insane.
I'm going to say he was a doll maker.
I have no idea.
I do like how the, on that chest plate, like, his abs are, like, sprayed on.
I wonder how many years this movie set in the future.
Like, I don't know if there's an official thing. I would say, like, after nuclear war and stuff, this is probably about 60, 70 years on.
Yeah, because I think it's not as far away as you would think.
Yeah.
It's
far enough for a couple generations to pass, though.
Yeah. Because, like, later on they're talking about satellites and stuff.
Yeah, I would say probably about 50 years or so, because that woman at the end talks about the world before, and she remembers it, and she's an older woman.
Well, yeah, that's true, too.
So, I'd say it's probably about 50 years or so. 50, 60 years.
I think this dude played the villain in the first Mad Max movie.
I love the look of some of these characters. It's just, it's nuts. Even like the peasants down there, yeah. This guy right there, he looks like a skeleton, man.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know
how much of that was makeup and how much of that's real. You know, a lot of engineering went into that. What's always bothered me is, yeah, they have all that water there, but, like, you see some of them, like, afterwards kind of scooping you up. I'm like, you're just getting muddy water. That's just going to make you sick. It's not going to help you.
That's the point.
Yeah.
They're desperate.
You know, if you ever played the video game like Fallout, the most recent one being like Fallout 4, it's not hard to imagine this like fitting in that universe.
It's true.
I mean, it's obviously not, but there's an argument that could be made that like they have a similar aesthetic in some senses, because everything's just gone nuts.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, like this really is, other than humanity completely being extinct and gone, this is basically like a worst case scenario.
I wouldn't mind like whatever. I wouldn't mind mutants showing up in this universe. You know, you got crazy people, then you just have mutants running around in the desert. I think it'd be cool.
The only thing, and they didn't need it in this movie, but I hope if they do the sequel, I think it's called Mad Max: The Wasteland or something. I do wish you could see Gas Town and the Bullet Farm. Just see what those are actually like. I think they made a video game where you can visit those, but still. I do like that they waste no time kind of getting into things. There's that initial introduction just showing you, hey, here's a little bit of this craziness, and then bam, we're in the story.
Yeah, that's true.
Love this guy to like knock on the hood and he's like, hey. I think every single commentary we've done, I've cracked my knuckles. Could be wrong, but I think this guy was like one of the head stunt guys.
I'm not sure.
If you look at a lot of those war boys, they look normal, but if you notice on a lot of them, there are like tumors and stuff like that.
See, I've always found that just a weird line.
What?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, this crazy world, why is he the only one talking normal? I just always found that weird. To me, we should say, like, something weird just then. But he's like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, go on.
You say moo?
Yes. I love this giant man child. He's like weirdest thing ever.
I will point this out. I do think it's cool. The reason he has so much care behind like the brides is like he's trying to create a good heir because both of those guys, the tall strong one and the little guy in the seat, they're both his sons. One has the body but not the mind. The other has the mind but not the body. He needs one heir that's kind of
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Once again, this is my only thing. Why was this his first place to go?
Once again, yeah, something bad happens. If you're a paranoid person anyway, you're going to check what matters most to you. But I'll agree with what you said before coming up here. This is a movie trope.
So, I mean, technically, I guess he could have lived in a time where before the world fell into chaos, too.
He probably did.
And once again, this woman, shoot him.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Shoot him.
And he's going into a hallway. There's
him.
no way you could miss.
Shoot him. Well, she finally did. It took too long. But yeah, so...
Gosh, I love that vehicle.
No, yeah, it is pretty cool. I will admit.
I love how they just like crane them down. I'm dying to see a sequel where they trick out a Ford Pinto. Or a Volkswagen Bug. Just a Volkswagen Bug with a machine gun on top.
Um, just I don't know. It's just a weird society.
It is.
How do you get? I mean, the world is destroyed. How do you start with the cars and the, V8 becomes your god or whatever? How do you get to this point in society? But I mean, like you said, these dudes were probably born. Well, I mean, they're probably not that old.
Yeah, these guys are probably 25 and younger.
Yeah.
I love that like subtle, bright flash right there as it hits him.
Yeah.
That guy obviously watched The Dark Knight a few too many times.
That's true. Who's to say DVDs didn't still exist?
Exactly. I can't remember how many lines he has, but Tom Hardy has like 20-some lines in this movie.
It's pretty much ridiculous.
It really should be, it really is the Furiosa movie. And by the way, let's just be honest, one of the coolest things ever.
No, I love this shot right here. I mean, I just like that entire shot. I think the guitar said it weighed like 132 pounds.
Dude, I remember watching this in the theater, and there was like an older woman there, and she started laughing when she saw the dude with the guitar, and it was like kind of joyful but ridiculous laughter. I was like, yes.
I mean, I did watch this movie like I think a week or so ago, and I'm not lying to you, there were times I was laughing because it was just ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
but not in a bad way, I guess. It is kind of. There's times where it's just like ridiculous.
I am just amazed this movie was made.
No, like I said, this is like exactly this is like the best case scenario of we live in a world where it's remakes and bringing back old franchises, trying to capitalize on that, and most times it never works out, but every once in a while you get that rare movie. Like I said, this movie is fine for me. I don't think it's the greatest action movie in the world, and I don't. A lot of people just was like, "This is the greatest movie in decades," or whatever.
I will say, to me, this is the best. I won't say it's the best. I'll say it's one of the best action movies we've gotten in the past probably 15 years, though. I'd even go as far as say it's 20 years. I'd put it in the top 5.
I don't know. Once again, I'm going to have to wait and see, because this whole first opening act, this whole scene coming up is really cool. But to me, this movie's, I don't know, to me it can never really come back after this opening scene. Like, to me, the closing chase is not that great.
I do, like, in terms of what do I enjoy more, I agree this is more enjoyable to me, but the ending still works, and I still really enjoy it, too. It's just, this is a movie that was in the, 90% for audience and critic ratings, and it was nominated and won Oscars. So, the only thing that kind of makes me almost a little bit sad is I'd be very disappointed if the sequel is not good. You know what I'm saying? If they even get out a sequel, because this movie came out in May 2015. I don't know why there hasn't been movement on a sequel yet that we know of. It was talked about, but then just kind of nothing has happened recently, or that we've heard about. And supposedly they have like 2 scripts ready for movies. I don't know what's going on. I love those explosion spears. What about that guy?
His loss.
This movie's, in my opinion, is great for a lot of reasons, but one thing it did perfectly was it knew when to use CGI and when to use practical effects. Yeah. By the way, I love that gas pedal. Is one of those things they used to measure your feet at like shoe stores.
Mm-hmm.
Feel bad for the guy that had to make all those like giant metal spikes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the people who built the cars in general. Well, I'm talking about the actual set designers. They built all these cars, and they all had to be functioning too.
That mask Tom Hardy's wearing, like, I think, like, I'd never want to have to wear one of those, but, like, the thing that annoys me about it is notice how, like, pieces of it go up to, like, to the edge of his eyes. Like, that would be painful if that was pretty tight. This is also, like, the second time Tom Hardy's had to wear a face-fitting mask in the movie. True. That went right through his neck, too. And face. So my question, that stuff right there, do you think it's just chrome paint, or do you think it's like chrome paint mixed with like a drug of some kind?
I don't know. I've always just thought of it as paint, but I mean, now that you said that, it could be a mixture. But if I was just to say straight off, I think it's just paint.
Could be.
Because it's chrome for
it's
one.
It's a lead paint.
like I said, it's chrome, and they worship this car god apparently. So I think it's just symbolic.
They worship Henry Ford. No, Tom Hardy, the world's greatest hood ornament. Charlize Theron has a very good scream. Well, that wasn't a scream, that was a yell, but nevertheless. What's the difference between a scream and a yell?
I don't know.
I think a scream's involuntary, where a yell is voluntary.
I'd agree with that. That's a dummy. And
is
that's
it?
Actually really good.
Yeah.
A lot of times, they actually do use quite a bit of dummies in this movie, and they actually look pretty good.
I'll try and mention it when we get to the end during like that final car crash. But the next dummy used in that, like apparently the white head of that looked like the white helmet the driver was wearing, and the head of that dummy I think got like taken off, and George Miller thought like the driver lost his head or something like that. This is the only like overtly CGI part of the movie, but it works. Not gonna lie, I'd probably turn around.
Just sand.
You know what this is? Anakin Skywalker's nightmare. I don't like sand.
Yeah.
He would hate this movie.
His name's Crew.
Or he's just calling him like as he's part of the crew member. Do you know his tip of her gun had blood on it? Good bit of sound design there. Want me to tell you something freaky about that dude right there? Guitar Man?
My only question is, why does he check his compass just then?
Probably just wanted to figure out heading.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a magnetic storm too.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, they're right in front of you. But yes, anyway, guitar guy.
I could be mistaken, but supposedly I think there was a comic that talked about him, and that mask he's wearing is actually his mother's face. It's been like cut off, and he wears it. Just kind of ruined that character for you.
Oh, and I'm gonna have to see it again. Wait.
He's wearing a mask.
Well, he's wearing. Yeah, so he's got the red thing on.
Yeah,
he's got the red onesies on. Are you talking about after that comes off?
No, like at the end, whenever he's playing, Max hits him in the face. What he's wearing is a mask, and that mask falls off. Supposedly, that mask is like his deceased mother's face.
Because I know at the end, when the like red part comes off, it's like I said, he's wearing a red onesie and a red something on his head.
It's not red. That's like a brown.
Oh, whatever. But that gets ripped off. I know he doesn't have any eyes.
Right, he's blind.
So I don't know.
The face where he's blind, that's just him.
So I'll have to wait again. We'll see him again. I think it'll be a while now.
I love how in this universe she has like a fantastically well-functioning metal arm. Also, not to mention, that would be the coolest and worst way to go ever.
Well, yeah, because technically they're not dead. They're still just floating up there. Just only be spit out somewhere else.
That guy's dead. I love this right here where he goes like from the back and over the top. How that would not rip his arm off or kill him, I have no clue.
That's actually my only problem. That whole scene, or just that part right there. To me, that's just like, no one survives that.
I mean, at the very least, his arm would be totally shattered and broken.
Well, no one survives that just then. That's actually maybe one of my only problems. I'm just like, you didn't survive that. I know it's one of those movies. You just gotta.
Does this shot remind you of... Oh, sorry. I didn't interrupt.
I've lost it. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't your fault. I was just going to say it's a movie that you're not supposed to take everything literally.
Yeah.
What?
This shot right here, does this remind you of that Sandman scene from Spider-Man 3? Just a little.
I think I've only watched that movie once, ever. So, I can't remember.
This part.
Just a little hook. It's a fishing hook. It's happened to everyone once in a while.
It can't be a fishing hook.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's not like it was like a mile-long needle from his neck to his toe or something. So the only problem is he was going to blow up himself to blow up the truck, but he knew that she stole the wives, so he was just going to kill everybody just then.
There's a chance, yeah.
So, you know what? He's just bad at this.
He is a kid. By the way, love this.
I do too. I love it. Like he just shoots. I love it. See, these are the kind of movies I like. You know, he didn't have a second thought. He's like, I'm gonna blow his kid's arm off, pulls the trigger. It doesn't work. Is he biting his finger off just then?
He's trying to use the sharp parts of the mask to cut it.
Okay, I always wondered if he's literally trying to cut his hand off or bite his finger off or something.
I do like his creative way of carrying him. And the car door and all that. Get it? Since that gun doesn't work, I guess they're both disarmed. And I love he still uses the gun even though it doesn't work. It's a nice bluffing tool.
I mean, he knows how to survive.
Exactly. He just like clear his head real fast. What Old Spice commercial did I walk into?
That's actually technically not water they're using.
Yeah, I think that is water.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that stuff is water.
Okay.
They just have the mother's milk as a backup.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, even though that'd be weird, because not weird, but it would just be nasty, because you know, just
milk's sticky.
Well, yeah.
Also,
just hot milk. Come on.
Exactly. Turn it off. Do you know how precious water is?
Everyone just wastes water in this universe.
By the way, on I think her name's Rosie Huntington, whatever. Her right there. On her face, is that just like caked dirt or is that like tattoo? I can't tell. I'm trying to remember if it's in the rest of the movie. She preggy.
I'm not sure either. All I know is
almost looks like a scar.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I believe that is Jason Statham's girlfriend or wife.
Oh no, I just remember from Transformers.
Yeah.
Dark of the Moon.
I think that was like her first big role.
I love how he doesn't speak at all, hardly in this movie.
He just says, "You." Go.
Yeah. I love it. My favorite part, too, is when he's, like, telling them to unload or give them all the guns. He just snaps.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know why I love that so much. He's just like, snap. Like, use your words. You know you can talk.
Except he doesn't have to. I like to think if Indiana Jones was insane, he'd be Mad Max.
Once again, I love it. You're just gonna blow his brains out. That's what movies need. Just kill him.
I love this fight because it's extremely well choreographed. Not only that, it's like straight up brutal.
It's true. It's not the fancy flip.
And I love this move. Wham!
It's not the fancy flippy stuff that you're used to.
Exactly.
They're just trying to kill each other. It's the sole purpose of this fight.
Tied a Glock in the skulls. Why not? I love this right here. Takes the clip out, so there's one shot, and he turns his head at the last second. You're just hurting yourself there.
Yeah. The mask is coming in very handy right now.
Yeah. I love the sucker punch that's coming up. It's fantastic. That Glock should be just about out of bullets. They fired like 7 shots so far. So that Glock can maybe hold 8 to 10 rounds. So you're talking maybe 3 bullets left. Best case scenario. He just takes off without them.
Once again, that's what's missing from movies nowadays. He doesn't stop out of remorse. He stops because he has to.
Exactly. I think those are scars.
Looks like it.
That one girl in the with the really short hair, she was in X-Men First Class.
She's Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Just stomp on it and hit it. Maybe it'll work. Work for Marty McFly. When you look into like the troubled production of this movie, it's amazing. It turned out as good as it did.
See, I didn't even know this movie was a thing until it was released in the theater. So,
like, I watch a lot of Collider Movie Talk, and back in the day it was AMC Movie Talk. And let me tell you, like, I remember hearing stories about this movie filming, and it was, like, going over budget, and they had to go back for, like, 3 months of reshoots, and, like, people are like, this is going to be a horrendous mess. And I remember the trailers were interesting, but I was thinking, man, this is going to be, like, a 35% on Rotten Tomatoes or something when it comes out, and no. Boy, was I wrong.
I read something today where Tom Hardy was like, he had to apologize to George Miller because he couldn't understand what was happening on set.
Yeah.
It just, nothing made sense. And it wasn't until after he saw the movie that he's like, I had to go apologize because I just thought, there's no way this is going to turn into anything good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and this is just from what I've heard, and that's all it is. But supposedly, Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron did not care for each other. Like, Charlize Theron, like, supposedly did not care for Tom Hardy's method acting. And I think there may have been a reason or two he didn't really care for her, so. I think that, and kind of to mention method acting, I heard a story one time that I think it was Dustin Hoffman maybe was doing a movie about like an Olympic runner, and like before a scene he would like run around the set and get like out of breath and like into the mood of it, and he was doing it, and I guess like the guy who was playing his coach asked him, "Why are you doing that?" He's like, "To get into character. How you do it?" And he's like, "Acting."
Well, I'm actually totally on board. That's what I would be. Because, I don't know, I don't buy it when they say method acting or, what's the other term?
I can't remember.
There's another term, but I'm always just like, they're actors. So all they're doing is acting more. So I don't put much into it. And there are those actors who's like, you know what, I just show up, I do it. And you know what, they do it pretty well.
Yeah.
So I'm just, when they say someone just totally immerses themselves in a role, I'm just like, they're an actor. They're just acting more. So
I do think sometimes it can help even though I haven't actually seen the movie. An example would be like The Machinist, that Christian Bale movie where he lost all that weight. That was a form of method acting, and supposedly that made the movie feel more real because of what that character was.
Once again, there's not a movie for me where that I've seen where I'm just like, this dude's method acting just pushed over the top.
Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight?
To me, it's just acting. He's an actor. That's what he's supposed to do. Sorry. I don't put much stock into that stuff.
I think it can help in certain cases, but I think sometimes it's just,
Yeah, so like I said, for me, when they say that, I'm just like, so the actor is just acting more. Great.
What if his hand slips and he just stabs himself?
Well, my only thing is, what is he method acting? He doesn't do anything. He's literally the second character in this movie.
Yeah. Love how that's two car chassis just fused together.
Yeah. I hate that shot.
Why?
It's pointless because she's gonna pull it out anyway in the next scene.
Kind of sets it up though.
I mean, but it's not like it's an integral part to the story.
No.
I don't know. It's there's like that shot and the compass shot. It's just like, did you really not have any shot? Did you really need to just add that shot for reasons?
I just think it adds to the aesthetic. It just kind of shows the compass shot. It was a cool little device that adds to the aesthetic of the world. And then for the knife shot, it just shows that, that's the kind of people they are. They have weapons everywhere and are super paranoid.
I know, but she's going to pull it out anyway, so it doesn't... It's pointless.
He could have... It was probably inserted so people wouldn't be like, where'd that come from? Come on.
Good thing it's off. He's still not going to talk any. See?
Yeah. I love how he spits back. It's fantastic. People, that too, not just men.
Actually, that's one of the kind of underlying themes of this, that Furiosa and these girls, they're the only ones that still have hope in the world. Because men, I forget how they say it, but it's basically implied that it is the men who destroyed the world. And it's, and that's why...
And it's women who can save it.
Yeah, because they still have hope. She's driven by the hope that she's going to get to the green place or whatever. But, yeah.
Some people may not like this, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Like, look. What's a good way to put this? Like, they put a lot of focus on women in this movie, and that's great. That's cool. But, like, they kind of put them as, they're the life givers, bringers of life. And, yes, it's women who carry the children, but, like, it takes two to tango, It takes men and women to create life, so yeah, just gonna throw that out there. I love how he sits right here, like guns crossed. Just on my dirt bike, in the middle of this giant rock place, in the middle of the desert. There has to be like a water spring there or something for them to even live. If Tom Hardy in school was ever late for class, did that make him Tom Tardy?
Yeah. The,
Also, that's pretty cool that that's like wheel grease she puts on her head. Question. This guy up here, are those horns? Yes. There's your no crap moment.
Did not hit all those buttons that fast.
Whenever she went, ugh, like gasped, he was probably moving right then. That's just awesome. That shot really rocks.
Well, they agreed to cut off the path. So I guess they technically never go beyond that point.
Well, they have dirt bikes. They can go wherever they wish. So they're pretty easy to maneuver.
The only problem is, since they've done that, they're never going to be able to get gas anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
not from them. They'd probably make a side deal with the gas farm and all that. Or
well, see, my other thing, they're all kind of working together.
They are,
with
but
a farm, gas farm.
I'm sure they're not above like double crossing each other. Sorry about that, folks.
I like the fact that he's not dead.
Yeah.
You know, most of the times they just never mention him again, even though all he did was just let go.
Exactly. I love the bullet farmer, by the way. He looks so awesome.
See, that dude totally was an accountant.
Yes.
he just looks like an accountant.
Actually, I don't think he was an accountant. I think he was a lawyer. That's what he looks like. He looks like a lower level lawyer that just went nuts.
Exactly. I don't know. Morton Joe to me maybe just been a doomsday prepper anyway to begin with.
You're probably right.
And he just seems like he's one of those crazies to begin with. He's like, this world's going down and I'm going to be right there to lay claim to it.
Exactly.
And the people eater, I don't know. I got to figure out that.
His name was Chuck. He was a mechanic. Some epic shooting coming up right here. I just think that's awesome. Using like the dirt to cool it.
Oh yeah, like I said, they're always on the move. You can't stop in this universe.
And excellent sound effect. Ooh. Awesome. And I do love how they help each other genuinely, like where one has a weakness, another has a strength. Great explosion right here. 3,000 gallons of gasoline just gone.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's a 44 Magnum. And I love it how he keeps like the best guns for himself. Not gonna lie though, I think that paint might be CG.
I do know like a lot of people were. I love this.
Yes.
He just
Epic build up and then
yeah.
and thus a meme was born.
But I know a lot of people after this movie went out and bought like the edible silver spray paint and would do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much is CGI or how much is maybe real.
It just, that paint specifically right there looks CGI. The earlier, not so much, but he was a little too shiny. That would hurt so bad. And thus another meme was born.
That's true.
Oh, crap.
Like I said,
I do love how, even if he only wants her for the child, like, he still cares enough to, like, try his best to get out of the way.
yeah. But once again, I just like it. There's no ex machina.
Exactly.
You think she lives? Nope. She just falls off. Only problem is they technically could go back. It's only that one vehicle.
Exactly.
And
They could just, like...
And there's only the two, his son and Morton Joe.
I think there's a third guy still there.
I don't know.
But I do want to point out, he's got that. So he probably could have just like, oh, you're right, it's just those two. Well, those guys came ahead, but they probably could have got him, but like they would have shredded that vehicle, and then once the rest of the guys got through.
Yeah, but once you cut off the head, you know.
Yeah.
Pretty sure if you kill Morton Joe, it's pretty much settled.
To be fair, their thoughts right now are just to get out of there, because they still believe in that green place.
Sure. Just saying, they could have went back, but she's technically, she's not dead, but she dies anyway, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Probably couldn't have saved the child. Is that her name, Cheeto?
Apparently.
I love that. 2 with 1 shot. I love how one of them's named the Dag. What? Also, I want to know your opinion coming up. These nighttime scenes. What do you think of them?
Well, they were shot in daylight. Then
Were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just tell by the way they look. And also, if you watch the behind the scenes stuff, you can kind of see some of the night scenes were shot during the daytime. And also, once again, you can tell just by the color.
Mm.
And also, if you look at their eyes, you can see the red in their eyes. I don't know if they left those intentionally, but yeah, if you look at the nighttime, you can literally see the daylight in their eyes.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know why.
I just always thought it was a weird shaded blue, and I just
To me, to me, it just seemed like it was always shot during the daytime. And like I said, I'm pretty sure some of them were. Some of them may have been shot at night. Pretty sure that was a man. I just
if you look, you may miss that if you're not watching with subtitles. But he just said Mick feasting with the heroes.
My mind immediately went to McDonald's. I'm like, so apparently someone in building this universe is like, I really like McDonald's and the McRibs and the let's just call it McFeasting.
It makes sense though where they put everything together. Yeah.
I know. I don't know why my mind immediately went to McDonald's.
That was well, I think it was meant to. That was hilarious.
Yeah. I just realized there's like no product placement in this movie.
Nope.
Because you don't even technically see the make of the cars.
Exactly. For a gun that small, you'd have to like bury it in their face. Man, that's some weird color grading. Where they're in blue and they're naturally colored.
Yeah.
We're going mudding, boys. I'm not even sure this is technically supposed to be night either. It could be like twilight. just after the sun goes down. I know it's technically night, but it's not like deep night.
Could be. Once again, I once again think it was shot in the daytime because there's no way you could. How would you even? This movie's technically a constant motion. You can never light a movie like this.
Well, I just play slow.
A quagmire, isn't that a what is a quagmire?
I think it's just a messy situation.
I've heard that word.
Maybe it's the name of that one guy off Family Guy.
Well, I know that's not what I was thinking, but yeah, I know that you said that.
I believe it means the same thing as a gom.
I didn't catch what he said.
Come on, I've been called to torture.
Oh. What does the gas town and all them have to gain from this?
They're probably loyal to Immortan Joe because when you think about it, the bull. This is my way of thinking about it. There's like Gastown, which supplies the fuel. Bullet Town supplies the weapons, but Immortan Joe's actually like the muscle. So like they depend on his protection from those like Russian guys out there. The length of those barrels. You're in like Jack Nicholson Joker territory right there.
Wonder why they make revolvers with those long barrels. Because they do make revolvers with those long barrels on them.
I think it's meant for accuracy.
Oh, yeah.
But if you have a pistol, why you need to be all that accurate? You're probably going to be fairly close range anyway.
Yeah.
You would hope. His expression. Thanks for that. Plug your ear, man.
This may be the only Ex Machina moment of the movie. Because there's a tree in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, they're technically close. This is technically the green place.
Yeah, or a little further on, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the edge of it. think that may have been a knock at the Koch brothers.
What?
There's two guys called the Koch brothers. They own a lot of big businesses, and people who are very environmentally conscious, like this movie, do not like them. So I think that was a knock towards them.
Oh, okay.
I think it's spelled Coch. That's how they spell their name, and it's pronounced Coke.
Well, that's how they spelled it just now.
Yeah, so I think that was a knock towards them. The conductor of the Choir of Death, Sing brothers, sing Coke. Yeah.
Could be. My only thing is that out of that scene, that to me, that's just a little bit over the top.
It pushes it, but nevertheless.
Out of all this movie, to me, that's just ridiculous.
Well, if you were blind and had nothing left. Boy, that was a real treat.
I'll give you that one.
Yay.
I like that. Nothing as shine as that.
That's the most dialogue he's had in this movie so far.
Yep. I just like that. It's like, what do we do if we don't come back?
Oh.
Moving, of course.
Because I'm obviously dead. So I love how he just disappears. Here's the thing. Okay, there was that one vehicle, but I guess there could have been other guys behind there. With the amount of guns he brings back, like, did he take out more than just that one vehicle?
I don't know. I think that guy would have tons of guns on
That's true. Being a bullet farmer.
Yeah. And being like the leader of the bullet farm.
Yeah. And he brought a wheel. I guess that's a real wheel of fortune.
I was gonna like the little stuff. Like he gives him his boot back.
Yeah.
Because he stole it earlier. Then they needed bullets. So he's like, I'm gonna go get bullets.
That's the green place. What it probably was green at one time, but the spring beneath the ground, this is just my opinion, I'm making this up, I've never seen anything, but just my opinion. What probably happened was there was an underground spring, and it got polluted by the...
Look at the red in his eyes right there.
Could have just been set lighting, though.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure all the night stuff was shot in the day, then they just... And, I mean, it would make sense with the... Because George Miller wanted to... he wanted it to be more colorful than most post-apocalyptic movies. They're just like sand.
I mean, thing about it, yeah, there's a constant presence of like orange and gold in this movie, but whenever you see an actual color, other than those, like a red or a blue, it really does pop. Or in the theater, people are watching this, and it's kind of a sweet moment. Then he eats it, and they're like, oh. That protein.
I will say, I mean, I don't have a problem when people do that, but my only problem is it's always like something extremely large.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just over the top, you know what I mean? But that was just a little bug, so I'm like, that's a nice touch. Because usually it's like a big something, and they'll just rip the head off. I'm like, come on, you know you're just overdoing it.
We're approaching the 4th meme this movie has to offer.
What are they still hauling that for?
The tanker?
Yeah.
I think it still has some of that, like mother's milk and stuff in it.
Oh, yeah, I just...
That's bait. Yeah.
No, I mean, once again, no one's like dumb in this universe either. Exactly. Well, most of them aren't. So I guess, okay, she's the bait. They come for her, and then they all kill him.
I think so, and that's how they get like supplies and stuff.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
Trips and falls. Just wipes out. Also, not gonna lie, if she was gonna be bait like that, you better have some serious sunscreen. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I mean, they're all pretty much cooked anyway, so.
Yeah. Look at that leather.
Yeah. $7,000 days. I'm trying to think, that's actually quite a lot.
That's about
30 years.
Yeah. I'd say 25. And she's probably about 30, 35, so yeah. When she was young. Nicholas Holt's a very thin, tall fellow, isn't he?
I really don't know in real life.
I love this where like her world just literally implodes. She spent the last 20-some years of her life trying to get here and nothing.
The thing is, how do these people survive?
Probably just ambushing and scavenging.
I know, but what are they eating, drinking?
I'm sure there's like a little home base somewhere and some rocks. Because remember, like where it showed those Russian guys earlier, there are other tribes out there, so they're probably just stealing from them or trading or whatever.
I'm just saying. Once again, I think that's one of those things you're not supposed to think about, but
yeah,
there's no one who could survive in this world.
I wouldn't say no one. There are some people. It's just
because there's no water, there's no food.
Like, here's the thing: this type of world, though, the only people left are the strong people.
Well, I know, but there's still no water in this world. Like, if they literally had a well, then everyone would be there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't know how these people, what they're living on. Because the water was poisoned and soured. No matter where you get your water from, that's going to happen everywhere. So.
It just depends on how deep it is in the underground water.
See, sell it.
What that tells me is that where they're at is like right on the edge of the outback in Australia. So like there's the coast and then there's like inland, and they're probably as far inland as you can go without hitting into the outback. That's why I think like if they do the next movie, Mad Max: The Wasteland, it'll probably be about him crossing that area.
Well, could be. I just took it as a meaning that no one knows what's beyond that point.
That's true.
Like this is their known world, and no one's ever went beyond that. Which actually both scenarios plays out in the end. If he does decide to go beyond that point.
She's probably what, like 75?
Somewhere in there.
Maybe a little older, or a little younger because of like the harsh conditions. So maybe like late 60s, but still like, yeah.
Look at the red in his eyes. And that could just be something they did. But it's too blue to be shot at nighttime. This is when you shoot it and then you just find the bluest background you can and take all the opacity out.
I highly doubt that's what they did.
All I know is it's not shot at nighttime. Any of this.
This doesn't appear to be. Looks like they shot it, did a blue color tone, replaced the background. Or sky, rather. Or they could have just kept the sky the same. Could have been clear blue sky and just added stars. Because that could work. 160 days to cross that. Holy crap.
Well, no, they said they can ride for 160 days. They don't know how far it is.
Come to the other side, it's like civilization is normal. It's It's like, what were you guys doing? We didn't think anyone was left over there.
Exactly.
Love his cowlick.
Fix what's broken, you'll go insane.
Call back to the first shot. Question is, do you think they could have found something that let them survive on the other side if they would have just kept going?
Well, exactly. That's one of those things we'll just never know, you know? Oh, so it is his daughter.
Yeah.
Like I said, we never know. There could be something on the other side, but they decide, you know what, let's just
Can you imagine this crazy world, but instead of vehicles, it's boats and it's like pirates on the sea?
Just sand or no?
I mean, like an actual,
world.
like an actual. I've never seen Waterworld, so I can't say. But like an actual post-apocalyptic world, there is plenty of islands and land, but it's just like all pirates and.
I say I'd love it if they need to remake Waterworld now.
That'll probably never happen, just because it's such an infamous story in Hollywood.
I don't know if they make a Mad Max 2 and it's successful. I guarantee there'll be a Waterworld.
I don't know.
But once again, who knows how long it's going to take to get a sequel to this one.
I have a feeling the Citadel is actually just like an ancient bunker. It was like it was either part of a wildlife preserve or it was an ancient bunker for like officials should a nuclear war happen. That's my theory, because it has like that vault.
She's my favorite.
V. Melissa?
You don't know that.
Well, maybe he does. What if Mad Max Wasteland's a prequel?
Could be.
I like how she grabs his hand. There's just something about it. You notice he's also wearing one of those like bungee cord bracelets.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, there he is. He is wearing a mask. Oh gosh. Gotta admit, they're on them awful quick.
Yeah.
But I'm totally willing to put that convenience aside. That's his vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh. Does make you wonder how much these engines could actually take.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you wonder what could have been if what's going to happen. Yeah. Hadn't happened.
You know, it would really be helpful if they shot them before they shot the spikes.
Yeah.
Not wait until after they shoot the spikes.
True.
Here's the deal. They were going to use the tanker to block the path, but they're trying to hook it now.
They're trying to get it ready to where all they have to do is hit it and let it go.
Oh, okay. Couldn't they have done that before they started this entire mission?
Well, could have been a risk of it just pulling off. I love these things.
I do too. My only problem is why give those things the most? I don't know. Why don't they have guns? You know, why is it they have to have the weapons that you have to be right up next to them? Because they literally could have solved everything just then.
Yeah, true.
But none of them had
Of course,
guns.
that dude did have a bomb. He just had a really bad fuse on it.
The only problem, and the other, once again, he was just going to kill all of them just then.
Yeah.
That's not the mission.
Now here's the question. Did his madness save him there? Or whenever he saw that guy coming up, did he just then have that flash? And while he was putting his hand up, it
Well,
threw
the
him
only
back
problem
to
is
that
he had
moment?
that flash earlier,
Yeah.
remember? So that's something I was trying to figure out. Like, I honestly don't know.
One down.
Is it actually in his skull?
It went through his hand and is actually kind of poking
Okay,
into his
okay.
head a little bit. I don't know about you, but like my first priority would have been to pull that out of my hand.
Yeah.
Like she stabs him with a bullet.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Well, he's dead.
It's a very tiny man,
Yes,
actually.
it was. That is fantastic. By the way, the explosion coming up here is just, it's a great movie, Explosion. we're not to it yet, but as far as like bad guys getting killed, Martin Joe, the way he goes is like pretty brutal.
Yeah. I don't know, like I said, my only problem with this, now we're getting into close quarters and that's fine, but leading up to this, to me that whole stuff is kind of underwhelming, considering where the movie opened. And then for the finale, it's just, all they really did was just drive. There wasn't...
I think we're just used to it, though, by this point in the movie. It's not as, like...
I don't know, to me it's just, there's nothing really happening that's like, that's cool. They're all just pretty much driving. I mean, you did have the polecats or whatever. But...
Rock on, dude. Rock on.
I mean, it's his only purpose in life, so he has to keep going.
Rictus. Great name. There's a glamour shot. I like how there's still a couple of them left.
There's one of them left.
Yeah.
And she's gonna die here in a minute.
Hey there, big buddy. My gosh, that's a large man.
I know this dude. That one, he's like the head stunt coordinator.
You're right, it is him. May not have been the other dude. Yeah. I think if they have that black paint, that means they're an imperator.
I guess. I don't... Oh, hey, there's another one. So is that oxygen or...
I think so. Awesome. Oh, oh, oh. I don't think you have to worry about whether he's dead or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of them does make it. I love what he does right here. He just gets mad and rips the engine off. He's about to die. Apparently they had to get this in one shot. That's all they had. And, like, it is fantastic. I will say they go a little hard on the CG right here.
It's actually the guitar. Like, all this stuff right here, that's actually real.
Is it?
It's the guitar and the steering wheel. And that's, it just, yeah. It's where everything's been so practical that shot just is...
It stands out a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, I watched them do that in the slow motion. Most of all that's real. They just like...
Added a few things.
Yeah. Especially the guitar and the steering wheel. Yeah, the guitar pretty much never...
Was there.
Yeah.
Plus it would have been like impossible to get that to happen regularly.
He just put a hole on the other side.
I like how he kept that tubing. Just in case he'd need it. That's being a good scavenger. I'd like to point out, though, he's using a dirty needle.
I think people have moved beyond that point.
Yeah, probably.
Because I'm pretty sure the ones who are going to die from diseases like that are...
Probably already gone.
Yeah.
That's funny. I would have thought your name was Ted. Mad Ted just doesn't have the same ring to it. Never noticed if those are rock counterweights. Oh, oh. Ah, there it is. I want these medals.
They actually take more than his medal.
Yeah, it's probably going to eat him. I think that one guy was carrying a limb or something. Makes you wonder what's going to happen to that guy. think those guys knew this is just a fight we can't win.
Yeah. See, here's my deal. Yeah, you're gonna make everything. They're gonna try to start rebuilding and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I still will not let all those people inside just yet.
No.
Like,
you don't know what kind of disease.
Well, not just that, but you're just creating more chaos, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to get you. I mean that for the most part.
Well, and even that, I still wouldn't do that either. I know it sounds kind of heartless, but let's get in. Let's
figure out what we have, and
then we'll start
rationing.
Yeah, but they're just letting anyone up top now. They're releasing all this water. I'm just like, in a few years, you're gonna be back in the same spot.
Exactly. Some dude just slips and falls. Just slips away. And thus we have Mad Max Fury Road, where we must go. We who wander this wasteland in search of our better selves. So, what you think?
Like I said, it's fine. To me, after that first chase, the movie just gets boring after that for me. Like, nothing really happens. Yeah. Pretty much.
I don't know. I like this movie. I think it is one of the better action movies we've had in a while. Oh, excuse me. But I think that it's just a film that it's refreshingly different than what we normally get, and I'm still amazed that it got made.
Well, yeah. I'll agree with that.
And, you know, even if and I mean, I'm not so naive to say this film doesn't have weaknesses. It has a few, but if that's the trade-off for something this original, I'll take it.
Like I said, after that first chase, to me, it just gets boring. So,
understand. Any final thoughts before we close her down?
No, I'm good.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this commentary, give us a like. If you disliked it, have a great day, week, month of the year. Just whenever you're watching, just have a great time. God bless, and we'll see you next time. See ya.